We're going live, y'all.
We're going to try it again.
Are we hooked up through Facebook and YouTube? Awesome.
Good.
Okay, well,
Good.
it seems like we're here. Y'all don't act like we haven't been this late before, because I'm pretty sure we've been later.
Yeah. I know people are asking.
It's Friday, and maybe our minds are already like on
Long weekend
Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Monday's off. Check out. Welcome to Farmhouse Fabrics, Gab and Gush. This is Sally, and I'm Kristen. And today we have a demonstration for ironing on sewing motifs. We also have hand sewn motifs.
We have some really, really cute bobbinettes to show you, and different ideas of things that we can do with them. We have so many new colors, and they're really soft. I mean,
They're
that would
super
not
soft.
itch even a kid that's skin is sensitive. That wouldn't itch, I don't think. So cute for ruffles and all kinds of things.
So jumping into something that's a little new for us, because the bobbinette is totally new for us.
Mm-hmm.
But then also, like, y'all might want to be seated for this. For one, the type of fabric it is, and then for two, this thing is wild as they come.
Every family uses this fabric.
We think, y'all.
Well, maybe not this print, but this is, what'd you call it again?
What is this, y'all?
Bird Dog Bunny.
Bird Dog Bunny. It's an Italian.
It's a
swimwear.
designer.
Yeah,
and it's probably more than I can afford if I had to buy the bathing suit, I would assume.
Yeah, that's right. So it's a swimwear two-way stretch, or what do you call it? A four-way stretch.
Four-way.
I don't know. Four-way stretch stretches in all directions. And let's open it up, because
so it has this very interesting little guy, as you can see.
And I guess you'd put him over to the side.
I think it's a one piece. Don't you think it's a one piece?
Yeah, or a
Or
side piece.
Has anyone ever seen this before? Y'all help us.
Yeah, this is a crazy one.
We've had some other panels and stuff in swimwear, and then we also have in limited yardage for, I don't know, 4 or 5 different looks.
Yeah.
But
so many of the PDF companies are coming out with cute swimsuits for adults and children, and the rash guards. So why not?
Totally could be a rash guard.
All my grandkids wear these. They don't have this print.
Says, what the question mark?
I know, right? This thing is crazy.
Name it, Catherine. Name it.
So we want to hear from Sandra Betsina, who is the fabric savvy book that we carry here at Farmhouse. We like to say that every time we open it, we learn something from Sandra. It's a quick reference guide, and it has like all the fabrics you want to know about. I haven't looked it up, so I'm going to let Sally talk about the needles that we'd recommend while I look it up.
Well, I am going to tell you that because this is a knit, you definitely are going to want to go with a needle that for knits. Or so here we have, Schmetz has several. This is a Jersey ballpoint needle. This is knit and stretch. These needles it's an assortment of sizes, and this says Jersey, this says stretch. Here is a twin needle for stretch, which I think is pretty awesome. You can use that on like cotton knit shirts and things like that too.
I wonder if she's going to call them a waterproof breathable.
Well, I don't know. Does she even have?
It's not even waterproof, really.
She doesn't have swimwear.
She does not have swimwear. Nope. Well, we know that Sandra does know about this, but she does not have that information in this book, actually.
But I did a while back. I did order the Swimwear Elastic. And this is a 3/8 inch cotton swimwear elastic. And so this is supposedly good for when you go into chlorinated water, and it keeps from getting the elastic getting all stretched out and destroyed.
We're wanting to learn how to sew swimwear. And so we're jumping right in, and we're offering the fabrics, and we have the notions and tools that you need to make it happen. But
Hope wants to do it. Hope, who works here and has a business called Castle Land Cottons. She's very interested, and she has 2 daughters that I know she would sew for those. And I'd like to make some from the grandkids. I really want to do it. And I think it probably can't be that hard. I mean, how much fabric does a swimsuit take?
It depends on the body.
Well, no, that's true.
What are you dressing over there?
That's true. And it depends on the style.
That's right. So, y'all lead us to some sources for videos that we might want to watch, and places that we can learn about sewing swimwear. Right. Your favorite PDF swimsuits. We want to know, and we're going to have some fabrics, and y'all watch us learn how to sew swimwear.
That's right. So it's going to be fun. We're going to try it. And what triggered me is I bought a couple of swimsuits for one of my granddaughters, and everything fit, but the straps were too short. And so I thought, all right, why can't I find a piece of swimwear to change out the straps? So what I did was then I just ordered a whole bunch.
Well, and what's awesome is because when she uses this fabric for her, you can really use any color in the rainbow, and it's gonna
Yes.
match that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
So okay. We have sewing kits here at Farmhouse. Our kits include all the parts and pieces to create the desired look, or the shown look. We have smocking kits, which depending on what kind of smocking kit it is, it might have the smocked insert with the floss and the pattern.
Mhm.
This is a sewing kit, and we offer digital designs.
This cute fabric. I love this.
It's like a picture's worth 1,000 words, and like it's really awesome to be able to see kind of like how the fabrics and everything live on the pattern. Michelle has been working hard coming up with our digital designs, and really Hope and Christy are the minds behind creating most of the looks. This is the Ashley pattern, and really like it's really like summertime perfect. I love this plaid.
The shoulder ties are Petersham ribbon in that raspberry color. Very, very cute.
It's just cute.
Yeah.
So
cute.
Bonnie Blue Designs, we carry the complete line of Bonnie Blue Designs patterns. They're printed patterns, and this is the Ashley, and it's really cute. It has like an overlay option, and we have a kit for that as well. This is just a simple view two with the shoulder ties, but I love what they did. It's cute.
So this is number 134, and the size range is from size 2 through size 10. Yeah.
All right. So,
cute.
what about we have, y'all?
Oh,
I barely could
so
push
nice.
start on our video because of all the explanations Sally was giving about this 100, 110, 120s.
Yeah.
We got in a new sheen sateen, and it's beautiful.
Super 120s. It's called Super 120s, and it's Japanese, and it is 58 inches wide.
We only have it in the white.
Yes,
currently.
only in
Yes.
white, and really. It's wonderful for garments. It's fabulous if you want to make pillowcases. Can you imagine putting your head on that every night? Oh my goodness.
I mean, heirloom garments, collars. It's a great fabric.
Right.
Like, how is it any different from all the other sheen satins and white that we carry? Well, it's a very high quality weave.
It's a real high thread count, and it came from our shirting manufacturer, and when he sent me samples, he said made in Japan, very high quality. And so it's not super heavy. It's not as heavy as some of the sheen satins, but it does have that sheen.
It's a soft
finish.
sheen finish, but it's beautiful.
More of the weight of a poplin. When you say the weight of a poplin, kind of, yeah. But for like shirts, dress shirts, even for children, be wonderful. Blouses.
It would be
adults,
like your highest quality men's shirting.
Yeah.
It's really gorgeous.
It's nice. And what do we say? First communion dresses, blouse or shirt, pillowcases, etc. And yeah, nice. Just came in. They just put this on yesterday, and it is. And there'll be a link to it. Emma has already put a link to it. So
my mind's jumping to everything else that we have up here today. So I'm thinking about the Evelyn Pattern by Jilly Atlanta. Jilly Atlanta, the PDF pattern company. The size range is 2T to 14. And this is Sally's, I can't believe I didn't put this in our story. This is Sally's week 20 sew. And
are we up to 20?
We're up to 20, but I'm thinking, did she finished this?
I can't believe
whatever part of the sew it is, but it is so stinking cute. And
almost halfway through the year.
I know,
that's wild,
amazing.
Right? So what did you do differently to this? Because it's a dress.
It is a dress, and it's actually a dress and a peplum, and I mean a dress or a top with a peplum.
Oh, okay. So we're not far off.
We're not far off.
Yeah.
But I was going to make this into a dress, and then that looks so cute with these shorts I made a few weeks ago that we decided to just add a ruffle to the bottom of the top, and so I added gingham.
It was like the cutest little crop top without it being finished with a skirt. And so we were like, man, all you got to do is.
So this is a piece of fabric doubled that I gathered up to go around the bottom of the top.
Finished width is probably around 3 inches.
Yes. Yeah. And then I put the gingham piping. I lined it with gingham fabric and put the matching gingham piping in the seam. and then just put a little piece of gingham, yellow gingham spaghetti. And I want Gildone to know that I actually hand sewed the ends of this, and I didn't tie them in a knot.
I walked in and I said, "Are you smocking?"
Can you believe that? And so if you're listening, Gildone, I was thinking about you every minute I took that little stitch, because when she uses spaghetti, she always like finishes the ends, and she said, "Don't go tying it in a knot." And I'm like, that's what I always do. But I thought, I'm gonna do a Gildone.
Did you hear the voice she just used for you ringing in her ear?
That's how I felt. I was like, there, I'm tying it in a knot.
Yeah, right.
I hand sewed that little end, but it does look pretty cute.
Okay, so we were talking about this fabric again because we really are amazed, impressed, whatever it is. It is such a fabulous blender fabric. And so I'm saying, if you can sew, I obviously can't guarantee this, but you can sew with your stash and this fabric, because everything we're laying up there looks awesome with it. Like, and it's such a tiny print when you're even from here, just a foot away from it, you can't see that it has like this like darker rim around the flowers and the leaves. But I think that's what's making it match with everything.
But it looks really cute with the Fabric Finders Emerald Gingham, because we had that out because we're making kits for the strawberry
But this
dress.
is actually the salad seersucker.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and see, this yellow is not exactly like that, but we're like,
we don't
doesn't
care.
matter.
We love it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So this is a Fabric Finders little print, and there'll be a link to that in our link to our what?
A link.
Emma
We're
will
going to
put a
provide
link.
a link. So another thing that Sally, how she finished this was a covered button on the back. And it makes me want to say that we actually offer covered buttons, spaghettis, trims. I hear my iron turning off. We got a hot iron demonstration in a minute.
I'll flip it over.
But we offer in various sizes already made covered buttons that coordinate to our ginghams, tricolors. We have piqué solids, Fabric Finders, and Speckler Vogel fabrics. So it's just a quick finish, and you can see, and maybe you can't see, but it's an awesome look for this.
And I didn't mind. I mean, some people will not put a shank button on the back of a child's garment, but I've never had any of my grandkids complain, and they're just glad I actually got buttons on them. And I didn't pin them shut. And so, you know, this has interfacing, and that's not going to poke them in the back too much. And so, and usually they're running around and not sitting still, leaning against a hard chair anyway.
Jeanette has a question. Can you pin stitch on it?
Can you pin stitch on what?
On this
I'm
cotton?
not sure if it was that one or if it was a previous fabric. Maybe it was the knits.
Oh, on the, like on the, oh, maybe on this.
I bet that's what it was.
Oh,
it's perfect
on the,
for that.
I'm sure you could pin stitch on the sheen sateen, the Japanese sheen sateen. Yes, I would say yes. You probably could do any kind of an heirloom.
Definitely would take for sure. Yeah. So, what else do we have kicking around? I think your iron's still hot? You think it's ready?
Yeah.
Let's do our demonstration.
Okay.
We just put out this quick little video. You can find it in our story right now if you're on Facebook or on Instagram. We posted it as a reel. We have sewing motifs and appliques. We have iron on, and we also have sew on. And Sally is going to demonstrate how she attaches these. We have used them for, it was the Classic Sewing Magazine Charlotte Cape, and that was winter.
It was
a winter magazine. It was a winter issue, maybe 2018. And we used these on the wool fabric, and it was
the ivory on ivory, and they looked like they were embroidered. And they've stayed on. They're wonderful.
Well, what we're saying is, like, are you missing the fun of? Do you feel like you're missing out because you don't have a machine embroidery or embroidery machine?
So we were messing around with this yesterday, and this has little glass beads on it. And so with this one, I actually ironed it first from the back side, and I put. I wonder where that little piece, those wool pieces.
To pat it.
Yeah.
She did like a little wool piece for padding.
It's over here. I'll show you. Whoops.
So what she's going to demonstrate is exactly how she gets these to stick. You can see that they look so pretty on the fabric. I mean, it really does actually show up like machine embroidery, which is so fun. And we have all kinds. I mean, I'm sure we have thousands, I mean, not thousands of styles, but thousands in stock.
Yeah, I think we do too.
And I mean,
where's
they're really beautiful.
Silk taffeta is over there that we put this one on. Well, this recently came in. This is a beautiful iron-on applique, and it came from a company where they used to make flower girl dresses and first communion dresses. And so is that silk piece that's under there that can show where I ironed that on. So it's white, but I ironed it onto an ivory silk taffeta, and it, I don't know, can you see it in there?
Let's go to the overhead.
We're going to go to the overhead and see.
Let's come back here.
Okay.
Yep. Perfect.
Can they see it?
Yes, ma'am.
And so the flower is 3-dimensional, but the leaves have the iron-on backing. And so once they're ironed on, they're very stable. And that could go on a bodice. It could go, I can imagine the whole silk taffeta dress, and then maybe these.
I mean,
down.
So Sally sent me a video of this, and actually when I received the video, I thought we had received a new fabric that had these embroidered on them.
Well, these are so neat because they have little loops for the center of the flowers. They're so pretty.
So this is what we describe as like a 3D effect, because it actually comes off of the fabric. So it has the like embroidery look, which would be made into the fabric or on top of. But then the 3D leaves and petals actually stand up off of the fabric.
So I'm going to put this on the silk taffeta. And then this is a piece of cotton organdy, Swiss cotton organdy, and we use that for a pressing cloth. And I don't mind telling you, I'm going to use a couple of layers of that because this is cotton. I'm ironing the motif onto silk. The cotton can take a hotter iron than the silk. So
with pressing cloths, we actually sell something called Pressing Partners, which provides a piece of wool and then also this silk. This is cotton organdy.
This one's cotton.
But what it does is it protects what you're ironing. Like if you have a high heat, which is what we're doing with this, it's on a cotton setting. Even though this is a silk that she's attaching it to, it makes a median where is it not actually hot enough? It makes a median where it protects the fabric you're ironing on from the heat of the iron, but it also protects it from stains. So
yeah, and I did clean the bottom of my iron this morning, but anyway, it's pressed on from the front side, and now I'm going to press it again from the back.
So even if we're ironing on a cotton, it's a pressing cloth is something that we would use even for that to protect what we're doing, depending on how much time and effort and everything, the cost of the fabric you have in that project. The pressing cloth will actually protect garment.
And I use the pressing cloth when I'm ironing baby interfacing or even German interfacing onto the back of a fabric.
So if you can see in the overhead, Instagram, we have overhead capability on YouTube and then also Facebook. It's so really pretty.
The flower.
I got a question about those. Can they be washed using them on cottons, etc.? Exciting to learn this, Judy France.
Yes.
So
very carefully, I think. I mean, I haven't thrown one in the washing machine.
I would like to speak on this matter because I don't carefully wash anything. These have held up well for me on the garments that I have. Obviously, I'm not washing the wool coat, but or cape, but they do, for me, they've been fine. I've not used this particular style that Sally's doing today, but they hold up nicely. Yeah. So how long are you actually holding the iron over these?
Well,
and do you ever go back without a pressing cloth?
I don't go back without a pressing cloth. I like to keep a pressing cloth. I think it protects your motif and it protects your fabric. And that way you can safely hold your iron down there for a longer period of time. I count to 8 or 10, and so I don't know. I don't really have a number of seconds, but I'll hold it there and then I check it.
So you can see that Sally is ironing from the top and then also from the bottom. Like, let's pretend that you were going to put this on a bodice or on a collar. You would want to attach this before sewing in your lining and before sewing on like the
That's
back of
right.
your collar. You would want to attach that to the front of whatever place you're sewing it to.
I do think it'd be easier.
I do.
That way.
Well, and I feel like you're going to get a hotter, better
From the back.
adhering. Yeah.
From the back.
From the
I
back.
do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you apply these with steam, or should you always do it without steam?
Well, we don't
Depends
even,
on your fabric
yeah,
for one thing.
we don't even put water in this iron at
Mhm.
all. But I think that you probably need to do it without steam and then with a pressing cloth. And then you can put the heat on, but you don't need to have steam, I think.
So
I
we
know about your iron. What kind of iron are you
Oh,
using?
you want this terrible
it's
iron?
a junk. It's a piece of
This
junk that
is
gets hot.
Sunbeam, came from Walmart.
We've had it and dropped it, and
when they die, I throw it away and get another one.
Yeah.
So I don't have fancy irons. I just don't.
another thing we're talking about, the pressing cloth protects the fabric that you're using, but
Mhm.
also I don't know, but I could almost guarantee that the motifs that we're using are not cotton.
Oh yeah.
And so you
Yeah.
would, because you want that high heat setting,
Mhm.
you need to actually protect the applique.
Yeah,
that you're
because you
putting
don't want to
on,
melt
or the
it.
motif.
And now this little motif has glass beads on it, so they're not going to melt. But you don't know if there
Mhm.
might be something with plastic. With that, you really, really need to be careful.
But if you've never seen or heard us talk about how you test for glass versus plastic, Sally, you want to do a demonstration? They
I
sound
wasn't
differently on
expecting
your
that.
teeth.
If you do this
You can actually
Oh,
tell.
or
That's
bite
a
it,
glass.
that's glass.
Okay, so these show up really beautifully. I'm going to do the overhead to show like a couple more that we have just sitting around on our table. As we said, we probably have thousands in stock, but these are so cute. I don't know if y'all saw the video. Mason Arnest, she's middle of May. She actually uses a machine embroidery, an embroidery machine, and she purchased our bear to put on the children's corner bunny knit nightie. So even coming from somebody who actually has an embroidery machine, she's leaving. Bye, Emma. I hope you have a great
Bye,
Memorial Day
Emma.
weekend. I was like, something's wrong and they can't hear us. Okay, so she actually, somebody that actually is comfortable with an embroidery machine, owns an embroidery machine, she still grabbed this to put on the front of a bunny knit nightie. So here's a couple close-ups of just a few ones that we had kicking around. So for y'all to see. That's perfect, right?
Yep, for this weekend.
So we also have hand sewn motifs, which these that I'm showing here are iron-on.
These are so cute because these are made out of ribbon and beads, and it's a butterfly.
This is one of my favorites, actually.
That's really,
this
really
watermelon. I mean, how cute! It's small.
Yeah, a little crochet.
It'd be cute across a collar on a pocket.
Yeah,
wouldn't it be cute on a pocket? So again, this doesn't touch what we have because they're the most delicate flowers. They're all kinds of different styles, and
they're
things
really very fun.
They are
very fun.
Yeah. And you can see how quick and easy they go on. It's really not a lot of effort.
Even if you're making a little bag, like a bag for school or something, you can take one of these, or even a diaper bag, and take one of these little cute. There's a whale. The whale is cute too. See that whale?
Oh yeah.
That's how cute that is.
That is cute.
And those can be ironed on, and they feel like felt. They're fuzzy. And the little ears and the nose, those are actually sewn on. And they have like a little stitching line around it.
Trying to decide if I agree. Yeah, totally.
Don't you think that's sewn on?
Yeah.
And that nose probably holds.
I mean, the stitching line is stitched.
Yeah. So very fun little appliques and quick projects.
Yes. Book bags. These things are cute to go on book bags.
Yep.
Okay, let's just pack this up and move it out the way.
All right.
So,
well, and what we were ironing on is you've got a lace shaping board. We call it the lace shaping board. It's the Heirloom Stitcher Shape and Press. And this is a wonderful, wonderful board. It's padded on both sides. You can pin into it. You can iron on it. And so on this side, it's got a grid with a measuring from 20 inches, 14 by 20 is the grid. And then this is a design for shaping your bishop or your smock collar. And it has different sizes. And so then the other side has all kinds of designs for shaping laces. Here's like for the wedding ring dress, a wedding ring collar. You can shape your laces, your French laces. the heart shapes, the different size scallops, diamond, and then this scoopy triangle. So this is a wonderful. what would you call it?
I don't know, but I like
Scoopy
that
triangle.
name.
This thing is.
Have you ever
great.
used the Scoopy Triangle?
Yeah.
We want to see that garment.
That's
I'm
right.
sure it's
That's
beautiful
right.
with lace and
Yeah.
delicate. It makes me want to talk about Bean and Bug, which is on Instagram. And she custom makes different garments.
She just did the cutest thing.
Yeah, I just really love her page.
Yeah.
I love following her. She's got great taste. She almost has like a modern take on heirloom, although she does completely heirloom driven garments. But she used this as a template, a scallop template, like for the bottom of shorts, and I thought that was really cool.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, so that was another way that you could use
just
this.
did a border on the bottom of a dress in scallops and tagged us. I can't
No.
remember.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Copeland, no, wait. That's Catherine Salmon says teardrops.
Teardrops. That's a
Scoopy triangle.
A Scoopy triangle is a teardrop.
That's funny.
I've cried a lot of Scoopy triangles lately.
So what about our bobbinettes? So we have another new line here at Farmhouse is the polyester bobbinettes.
Listen, this stuff is so cute.
We've had
man.
random bobbinettes, nettings, tools come in, but we hand-picked these colors because they're really beautiful.
And this is just a drop in the bucket for what we have.
And they're really, really soft.
Yeah, they're polyester bobbinettes, so they're not going to shrink. And they look like cotton bobbinet. But look at this aqua color. Man,
That's really pretty.
That is
I'm going to
beautiful.
go to the overhead.
Okay.
The overhead.
The overhead. So here is the aqua, and we're talking about if we did like a tiered skirt, would you do like Hope was thinking of 3 colors going down, 3 tiers. How cute would that be?
How pretty as just like this ruffled.
I know.
So would you finish this edge? Would you actually turn it on itself?
Probably not.
You would just
it's
leave
not
it
gonna
raw.
fray. You can just cut it. Use your rotary cutter so it's nice and even. And now I was thinking you could do like an angel sleeve, and if I did that, I would actually double it.
Yeah, I can see that.
I would double it to do an angel sleeve, or even a ruffle around a collar or something like that.
Well, it also makes me think of Laura Hilton's wedding week dress where she did use English netting, so it was a cotton netting, but she did it in that seam on the front of her dress.
Oh, right.
And it was beautiful.
So look at this Maisie golden yellow color. And I was walking around the shop trying to find something that went with it that could be a little ruffle down like on a sleeve or just around a little collar.
This is bright. It brightens this up. It's really pretty.
Well, speaking of Laura, she says, need that.
Oh. We didn't have this when Laura was here.
You're right.
We have some good colors, Laura.
Leilani wants to know, what do you line that with? What would you line it with?
Well,
lining this.
If you made a skirt, you could use anything. I mean, you could use a cotton batiste, or you could use a
imperial
fabric or imperial batiste or something like that. And now
anything that matches, or if you want to contrast, I mean, you can still shine that through as well.
Like what did Abby use as a lining on? She used a lining type fabric on her skirt that she made that we featured in our newsletter today.
Abby D. Wilkinson used a PM Patterns. It was this tulle skirt. She ended up making a matching skirt for her daughter.
It was amazing.
It was so pretty. And I mean, fairy and flirty.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
And how does it compare to tulle?
Well, this is softer and drapier than tulle. Tulle has a little more body to it.
It stands up more.
Yeah, it does. And tulle, I don't know if you'd want tulle right next to your body. I think if I put tulle in as an underskirt, I would probably have to have a lining for the child. But
you're not going to use this like tulle in that you want it to hold out your skirt.
Right.
This is not going to act in that way. This is too drapey. It doesn't have the body.
Well,
and Dixon says she lines hers with cotton batiste from Farmhouse.
Oh,
okay,
cool.
Cotton
Thanks,
batiste, yeah. So a lot of us have used something we call Seams Great. And Seams Great is like a soft tulle kind of bobbinette kind of thing. And it comes, we had some made. There's that little purpley one.
Yep.
So you can see on here,
Come back this way some.
Okay,
Yep, you're
right
good.
here.
Uh-huh.
So anyway,
So what do you do
so
with seams
this
great?
what you do with seams great or something like this is that you actually finish a seam. You can see how it can fold in half like this, and so you can put that right. Let's say it's an armhole seam, and your seam is all trimmed
Just so you
and
know.
okay,
Yep, cool.
right here,
Yes, ma'am.
all cut and trimmed. Well, you can go right around. Just fold it over because the edges do not fray. You fold it over the edge. You can stretch it to fit around the edge and just zigzag that onto around the seam, and you would cover the seam like this, like that, almost like a Hong Kong finish, but
Mhm.
it doesn't add any weight, and you can see it here on
Well, and what's so
Instagram.
cool about this is if you've gotten yardage of this, it's going to be exact color match.
It is. It's going to match, and so this is the bobbinette. The holes are a little tiny bit larger than the other, but they still would work. It'll still cover that seam. You could do like this and cover that seam, and then that keeps any little edges from being itchy, and then keeps them from fraying. So then if you have scraps of like this was a scrap, that's why I pulled it out of the trash can actually, and so then you can just take your either your scissors or your rotary cutter and cut strips about 3/4 of an inch, and then
when you have it,
yeah,
when you
it
need
has a crosswise stretch, so you might want to go around an armhole. You can stretch it like that, and just curves right around.
So you're not going to have to cut that on the bias in
No,
order to
no,
make it turn.
no.
Yeah.
No, you just cut it, and it has a little crosswise stretch, so
Mhm.
you don't have to cut it on the bias. Works really, really great.
So also we highlighted in this morning's newsletter, we highlighted Life with Lexi, sewing for wildflowers, and then also One Small Stitch. And they all used like a netting tool. One of them actually used our polyester bobbinette, which was the same fabric that Abby, Wilkinson selected for her skirt. So just to give you an idea of the types of garments you can make up, that was for the Peony Patterns wedding week, so those are like really dressy, but you can have a casual look also with this type of fabric.
We were trying to find a fabric that you could put a tiny little ruffle, and actually this Liberty can take a little bit of this green. Let's say you want to go around a collar, you could use one of the greens that we have.
That's really pretty.
And it's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really sweet. And nobody's going to know that you didn't buy the $60 a yard
Netting.
English netting. Yeah.
And then that you also didn't dye it after you bought it, because we don't have this color.
That's right. That's right.
So
yeah,
that's fun.
You can do a lot with it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It's fun.
Okay, so what are you doing? Some kind of special needle, or what? How are you addressing this netting?
Ooh, I don't have an answer for that.
Do we want to see if Sandra Betsina does?
You can, but it is stretchy. You might want to use a ballpoint needle with it.
Well, and I'm wondering
know.
too, because of the hole size even. I mean, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to.
It's not going to come into play because you're typically going to be putting it into a seam. So let's see.
I think if you covered a skirt though, you might want to definitely have more than one layer.
Don't you like us referencing our most awesome book? And she doesn't have this in there as well. She's awesome, and I love this book still, but I don't see that she addresses that in this version.
Huh. We'll have to practice.
We'll have to see. You know. That's right.
But I think you could use a ballpoint needle with this, and I think that would work because it does have stretch like in knit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what else you got for us? A pretty flower?
I wish I had the other colors. Look at this beautiful flower. This came from the company that made flower girl dresses, bridal wear, and it's a beautiful, like hand-dyed fabric flower with soft shades of color from the center going out, like an ombre, even like a light blue on the edge. And they would be gorgeous on a hat. They would be, on a purse, on a bag, like when Cookie Bar was here.
I want to see you walking in here with that on a hat. That would be so
Just
funny.
might do that for you. Next time, I'm gonna have one on a hat.
Yeah, right.
But don't you think that'd be cute on a hat?
I like fabric flowers. I mean, I
Yeah,
think they
I
add
love
sometimes just exactly what you need.
That's
Meg
right.
Ross says, "So Sally, so can be from that bobinette next week."
Hey,
Oh
wouldn't
yeah,
that be fun?
I did think about that because
She's going to be wearing a bathing
I've
suit,
been-
sewing bobinette with a flower hat.
Wearing my bathing suit underneath this, underneeth 20 layers of
Swimsuit
this
cover up.
That's right.
with a flower on it.
With that bird dog bunny. Y'all just wait. Okay.
It just might surprise you.
So every Monday and Thursday, we are doing a giveaway. Sally has been in business for Farmhouse Fabrics has been in business 25-ish years. But Sally, before she opened the doors to Farmhouse actually selling products, she sewed, did custom sewing for people. And at that time, she realized, she might not have realized, but she started collecting things. And then opening a business gave her the right to actually collect more things. So we are doing a giveaway every Monday and Thursday where we have 35, 40, maybe how old are you? 70 years worth of little nicks and knacks that we need to get rid of. And we want to give them to y'all. So in order to sign up for those giveaways, you need to follow the rules of the posting, but we post them on Mondays and Thursdays. And y'all, we don't talk about it because it just sounds so ridiculous to tell you how much it's worth every time. But a minimum of $100. I can't imagine that we've ever actually gone under $100 for these giveaways. So it's jam-packed with stuff that we cannot give away. So stuff that we can't throw away. But so we are giving them away. And this week we had this really fun nautical edition. But I want to show y'all because we gave away a brand new trim actually.
It was like a patriotic because this is our Memorial weekend and Emma and I were like, you know, it's time to do something red, white, and blue.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of morphed into nautical because so many of the nautical things are red, white, and blue.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had a lot of fun pulling things. I had to search hard for a blue shirt today.
Hey, and
then
I
said,
matched
yeah,
it. That works.
That's right.
So we offer Swiss Venice guipure type laces and lace fabrics and lace trims. So what we have,
This is so
I'm
pretty.
gonna go to the overhead.
You know, I didn't even remember that we had this.
So this is a little thicker. Like we say lace, you immediately think like a French lace, which is really delicate,
Mhm.
or you might think a Swiss lace, which is embroideries on a fabric. This is a little bit heavier than both of those. It's still
It's an edging.
it's beautiful.
Perfect.
I love it down the front of a dress.
Yeah,
I love
and
it on the
that's what
sleeves.
We were talking about couldn't we make it into a like almost like a galloon
Oh, that's
like
cute.
this? You could zigzag it together.
Oh, that's really cute.
And then it could go. I mean, you could.
Right down the front of a bodice or an A-line.
It would be beautiful.
That's really pretty.
But it's firm. It'd be really easy to work with. It's a dark navy. It's gorgeous.
So this is women and children's sewing.
Mhm,
I mean, you absolutely are going to be able to use this for either of those things.
Right.
But we really like it's not heavy.
There's no shaping it. This is really firm. You can't shape it
for this particular one.
For this
yeah.
one. Yeah.
But it's really pretty. So we thought we'd highlight that before we draw our winner over
Yeah,
here.
because we did put some of this in the drawing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Let's see. So y'all join in on the fun. We do this giveaway. You can see our red, white, and blue awesomeness that we gave away this week. Again, they're very valuable. She's getting wild and crazy, y'all. There's bobinette in here, rickrack.
I didn't even show that color. This was a piece that we had.
This is a jacquard ribbon. Yeah. So you might be able to make a whole look or match it up with something in your stash.
Yeah.
Who's gonna do that?
I'll do it.
I meant who's gonna win.
Oh
Yeah.
Who's gonna draw it? Who's gonna win? I don't know. Oh my goodness. Anyway, let's rehash this wonderful pattern by Julie Atlanta. It's the Evelyn Pattern, and you cannot go wrong with that pattern. In fact, I have two tops cut out of that same fabric. I think I'm going to add a skirt to the other one because I wanted to show how to do the lining last time.
Yeah, cool.
And anyway, I'm partway there, right?
So I would like to predict that week 21 will not have any bobinette, and Sally won't be wearing a bathing suit on Tuesday up here.
That's right. Are we having anybody on Tuesday?
No,
Okay.
we are
All
not.
right.
Yep.
Okay, let's see who won today.
My goodness.
Oh my goodness. These are our friends from Oak Island.
Hey.
This is
Hey.
D.F. Ferris. And this, I love that you wrote this. Praying for our country. Praying that people will come before God, declare him, and he will be merciful to all who do. Such beautiful giveaway for Memorial Day where we honor those who gave their lives for our freedom. Thank you, Denise. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That's a perfect way to end our
We've
segment.
actually been talking about your comment today because
Yes, we
it touched
have.
us, and
Yeah.
I feel like it spoke the things that
Yes.
we were
Oh my
thinking. Yeah, that's so
goodness.
fun.
All right.
Yeah. All right. We hope y'all have a safe weekend. We will be back here Tuesday, and we look forward to seeing y'all live and hearing y'all's comments and getting involved with y'all
definitely.
with the Gab and Gush here on Tuesday at 12 p.m.
Thank you.
See ya. Instagram, you gotta hang on.